Hi, I'm Sandy Botkin. Did you know that most people leave thousands of dollars a year on the table? Literally. I want you to imagine driving down the road and throwing $1 out the window every 2 miles that you drive. Think about that, because that's exactly what you're doing when you're not logging your mileage. The average person at my seminars increased their automobile deductions by $3,800 per year, and in many cases, it's more than that. With TaxSpot, it's easy to do with the integrated GPS tracking system. So here's what the deductions are, and then I'm going to give you tips on how to make your mileage deductible. First of all, there are 2 methods of keeping track of your automobile mileage. One is the IRS method, and the other is the actual method. The IRS method is generally for people who drive more than 22,000 miles a year and drive cars that cost under $19,000. That's the general rule. The IRS method for 2011 is 55.5 cents a mile for every mile you drive for business, 23.5 cents a mile for medical and moving. So if you're driving to the doctor or a dentist, you should be claiming 23.5 cents a mile, and a lot of people miss that. And 14 cents for charity. Every time you do fundraising, things like that, you get 14 cents. By the way, if you're Canadians, you also get a mileage approach. It's 52 cents per kilometer for the first 5,000 kilometers that you drive, and 46 cents per kilometer thereafter that you use for business. Now that's the IRS approach. So let's say you drive 10,000 miles for business at 55.5 cents per mile. You would get $5,550 in deductions. It's neat, clean, and sweet. The actual method is where you get a percentage of your car, percentage of your gas, oil, insurance, wash, wax, depreciation to the extent it's used for business. It's not based on time. It's based on usage for business, even if it's only 1 month. So let's take an example. Let's say you drive 40,000 miles this year, of which 20,000 were business, which means 50% for business. And you spend $3,000 on simply gas and repairs, then 50% of that is deductible. See how amazing this deduction can be? In fact, if you buy a new sports utility vehicle or a new pickup truck, you can get up to 100% write-off of that business use of that vehicle. But again, you've got to track it. That's the key. You've got to track what is business. Here's a big tip that I'll bet you're going to love. Let's say you want to do something personal, like visit your mom across town or drop your kids off for tutoring. Now, normally that's not deductible. But if you can think of a client or a potential client nearby that you can visit and conduct business near your mom's home or near where the kids get tutored, so what you do is you call up and you set an appointment. You can then write off your mileage. You just wrote off a significant part of that trip, even though a good part of it was personal. Planning and documentation are the key, and that's what TaxSpot is so great at doing. No more mileage logs or diaries. You simply tap a button that says Start Trip. And then at the end of the trip, you simply tap the button Stop Trip. That's it. And you get an accurate tracking with the starting and ending addresses estimated for you, and the mileage is automatically logged. Most clients increase their deductions by thousands of dollars a year just with the mileage tracking alone.
I'm Carmen Marshall, and I'm actually Canadian, and I most recently actually achieved my dream of moving to Maui and Bali. So I'm actually a Maui and Balianite, I guess, at this point. So a little background on me: I actually started USANA in 2003, and I actually looked for a year and a half at 73 companies before I chose USANA. And I'd done another network marketing company before for 3 years, and was the top income earner in that particular company, and then sold it. So when I went searching, I really knew what to look for, what was my prerequisites, and what I didn't want. So I had this really strong list of, what I wanted to have in my next product and business partner. So looked for a year and a half, looked really stringently at 73 companies, and USANA obviously won hands down. And it's now been 9.5 years, and I'm so in love with USANA still. We just heard Jordan Kemper on stage talking about being USANA for life, and that's definitely me. What I wanted to share with you is I had a 5-year, very specific goal plan and then also a 10-year goal plan as well. My 5-year goal plan was to achieve financial independence, and that was one of the reasons I started USANA, is I wanted to be financially free. I didn't want to work for anyone else. I wanted to create my own life, and I wanted to do what I loved, and I wanted to actually afford me the lifestyle I wanted, not even just where I would live, but a healthy lifestyle. So I wanted my whole life to be congruent. Love what I was doing, be healthy, hang out with the people I wanted, create financial freedom, so the whole package. So USANA fit that perfectly. So my 5-year plan, the first 5 years was to actually set up financial independence. So I did that in 5 years. And then I had a 10-year plan to be able to live intercontinentally, as I called it. And I actually did that in 9 years. And I did that through USANA. And what I really like to share with people is that you can achieve anything you want through USANA. And there's a couple of things that I did that I can share with you that I think are so important to know, is that it's very important to have goals, so to very much have a clear direction of where you want to head. And I do this every morning. I set or at least 80% of the time. Sometimes on the weekends I don't do it, but 80% of the time I'll get up first thing in the morning and I'll set how I want my day to look like. So I'm very, very intentional, both with goals long-term and also just my day. So be very clear, and then never give up and keep going. So I'm obviously living the life that I want, and I loved my whole journey, but it did take me 9 years to do this. So it wasn't, you don't want to quit. You actually want to put the work in and allow there to be enough time for it actually to manifest. So the other thing is, obviously I think I'm probably preaching to the choir. You have to choose the right company, and I just believe USANA is the right company. And there were 5 things that were really important to me when I was looking at 73 companies over that year and a half. Number 1 was the product. I wanted the most phenomenal product out there, because I knew, even though I wanted to make lots of money, what mattered the most was if we had a good product, because then the money would come from there. Because if you have a phenomenal product, people will stay on it and they'll recommend it to other people. So obviously USANA won hands down. I mean, we know we have the best product out there. Then I wanted the company to be ethical. I wanted there to be phenomenal leadership. And then of course, we look at Dr. Wentz, we look at Dave Wentz, we look at the management team, just absolutely incredible. And I remember when I was first researching USANA, when I heard that Dr. Wentz had a 50-year plan when he sat down and he was developing USANA, I was like, that's a leader I want to follow. That he's not just in it for the quick buck, he actually has a long-range plan. And that's what I wanted too. I wanted to create financial independence, but I didn't want that company, after I did all this work with my team and a team of people that trusted me, that then the company would fold or go into something new in 2 years. So I wanted a solid company. I actually treasured that more than a hypey, let's go make $1 million in 2 years. I wanted actually a solid company, even if it took a little bit longer, because I wanted that stability. Number 3, I wanted a compensation plan that was extremely lucrative for someone who really wanted to go out and work it like I did. But I also wanted to make sure that it was fair and that there was teamwork. And the little old lady next door, if she wanted to get involved and just get her products paid for, she could do this. So when I saw our compensation plan, that you only needed only two people in order that would get on the products or do the business, either one, and you could make a check, I was like, everyone can do that. 2 people, and now with matching bonus, it could be 1 person. And then the other thing I loved is obviously we get paid weekly, there's rollover volume, there's reentries, there's leadership bonus, there's just a zillion things. But it's team orientated. That was the other thing I saw. I could actually put people under people, and I would actually still benefit just the same by putting them under people, and that would actually help my whole team and help me as well. So compensation plan just obviously was number 1 as well. The training was the other thing that was very important to me as well, was there training in place. And then finally, the last thing was the industry, which obviously had to be an industry that was expanding. And I don't think the wellness industry is going away in any time near soon. So it's going to be around for a long time. USANA won hands down. That's why I think it's so important to actually choose the right company, a solid company that you can build financial freedom with, and it will always be there, that it will always be there for your team. So this is important too, because sometimes companies will say, get in now, it's a ground floor opportunity, you're going to make all the money now. I'm like, well, what about the people that come in 5 years? It's ludicrous. Like we want a company that it doesn't matter when you come in, that person can still make as much money as someone who came in 10 years ago, depending on their effort. You just want a fair, nothing hypey, just fair, solid, and it's going to be around forever. I've been with USANA for 9.5 years I've been in this Bali and Maui lifestyle, still building my business because I have a team in 6 countries, and it's just been wonderful because I'm 41. I actually started as a preferred customer when I was 27, so I was on the products for 3 years. Then I became an associate. And so I've been doing the business for 9.5 years, and I love what I do, and I love that I can be healthy. I love that I've been able to create a lifestyle through USANA. I love that I can still do my business and be a role model for other people in health and creating the life that you want. And I just want everyone to know that you can do it too. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't create the life that you want. You're here on this planet, I believe, to create the life you want, to fulfill the purpose you have within you, inside of you. And I believe you need time, money, and creative space to do that. And if you can love what you do along the way, even better. And that's the other thing I always tell everyone. As you're growing your business, make time for the things that you love. For example, I love dance, so I brought that into my business, which raised my vibration, and I actually built my business from a lot of my dance clients. So bring what you love into your business now. Don't wait till you have more time or money. You can do it too.